And here we are.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can I? Are you there?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I had to change my. Hold on, I just got a phone call. Oh my gosh!
Phone call.
Yeah, exactly. What's the odds? Freaking A. I mean, I've been freaking gone for. Where is my phone?
On
How am
your
I?
wrist.
How am I supposed to freaking call anybody? Oh, my wife's trying to get a hold of me. Hold on, 1 second, really quick.
All right. Well, go
Welcome to
go report. Go report to the boss.
guys. I've been freaking. I've been on call for about a month and a half now. I will be right back.
Yeah. Famous last words. Then hello to Drum Psyche. First one ever. Well, first and only one seems like right now. But nevertheless, you're more than you're welcome to stick around and see while I'm mumbling here while Knucklehead there answers the phone. But yeah, I've been out of pocket a little bit,
I'm back.
and he's back.
She's like, it's loud up there. Well, somehow my volume control went to the speaker in the monitor. So I had to quick flip that over because I'm like, I can't turn it down. I can't turn it down. All right, we're good.
We're good. Crisis averted.
No crisis.
No crisis. Well,
No crisis whatsoever. Uh, so we are back. I'm back, but it's hot as
yeah,
hell.
you're back. I'm back in action too. The reason I kind of let Tuesday go is for one, you were still on vacation, and number two, last Friday I had no oral surgery for them to uncover the implants. And I didn't think it'd be as big of an ordeal as it was.
But it was.
Well, let's just say they cut your gums open and then they stitch them back up.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's called surgery.
Yeah. Well, when they said uncover the implants, I figure he pokes a little hole and moves stuff around a little bit and no big whoop. But now this turned out to be a bit more. Turned out also still had an infection lingering, so that didn't help matters any, at least
Right.
not on the pain level.
Yeah.
And then I get home and my girlfriend goes to the pharmacy for me to pick up my prescriptions, i.e., painkillers, and the freaking idiots at the dentist office didn't call them in.
Oy.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
of
saying,
course, this is Friday night. So who's not back at the office till Monday morning?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. To say it was not fun is probably an understatement.
So you're freaking taking Advil to try to fix something.
Well, I call it my cocktail, which is a mix of ibuprofen and aspirin.
Yeah.
I found that to be one of my go-tos for anything painful. A handful of ibuprofen and aspirin.
Jack Daniel.
And Lee McCready's in the house. Hey, Lee.
Yeah, we're just freaking trying to catch up with things today.
I think Lee just had a birthday or something. So I think somehow I remember him having a birthday recently. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. whether it's your birthday or not, it's now officially a unverified birthday.
Yeah. So you covered a little bit of real estate here over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've been all over the place for about a month and a half. I haven't been home, so it's
Oh, June 10th. Well,
yeah.
I guess my memory's a little rusty.
It's been good though. Those kinds of breaks are great. I mean, I had to fight to do anything, and anything you did had to be like important. So it just yeah. And then once I left, one got on the road trip, I was able to knock out one little piece of a video, and that was about it.
Well,
But that's just the way it is, and that's good. It gives you reflection time, and it allows you to not worry about stuff, because I just really didn't like all the Air 3 stuff. I'm like, whatever it is, if it comes out, it comes out. I'm not going to be there. I'm not
be
going to be in the
careful,
party.
y'all. Chuck's at the distillery. You know what that means.
Uh-oh.
Somebody ain't driving tonight.
Cheers from Lock One Distillery. It's loud in here. Lock One.
Well, you don't need to be here and to be drinking.
Yeah. And like I said, it was good. It was a good break. And now I'm just trying to knock out some videos.
Yeah, you got some reviews coming up.
Yeah, a couple of reviews. Some things that I thought I was going to do, some things I didn't think I was going to do, and and then pretty much trying to figure out what's going to happen with the Air issue, the Air 3, because I mean we've been kind of knocking some things around with that, and
yeah, we've been talking about it earlier today, and you know it might be the latest and greatest, but I don't see any reason to ditch the Air 2S and go out and buy this thing.
not that it isn't an interesting concept.
Oh, it's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
And if you're new to drones or you looking to buy your first big drone, so to speak, it's definitely a good option.
What's the weight? Like 750? I think they did come out with the weight spec.
Don't recall the weight spec on that thing. Let's go back here to the old Twitteroo. Where's our Jasper?
There's a good camera video out right now. There's a couple of, 4 hours ago. You guys probably already seen it, but the one where, he's basically just showing it off. He's holding it up and twisting it around and giving you pretty much a full view. To me, it's really, like I said, it's interesting what they're doing with the cameras. I think it's great. And I just
trying to flip through all these pages that we have.
I just retweeted a little video clip, which is pretty good. I think I should go grab.
I don't see the weight spec anywhere.
Yeah, it's back. I retweeted it. Let's see if I can find the.
Well, I'm looking at Jasper Allen's right now.
Yeah.
We've got everything but the weight.
And then there's that picture composition that we're going to spend a lot of time on, that little compilation there. I think that information that came out 6 hours ago is probably the most important information that has happened as of the um, the announcement that there would be an Air 3. I think if you're thinking about purchasing a drone of this type, you need to look at those images, and especially if you're sitting with an Air 2S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking back here and see if I can find that spec page. I could do a quick search.
720 grams.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. And Siri, what is the weight of the DJI Mavic 3 Pro? Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see if I can get Siri to let me know.
3 Pro specs.
I could ask Bard. Bard's been pretty good at giving me some information lately. I actually threw up a couple of Bard things that I found. I just did a Bard search just to see what it would throw up, and I threw it on Twitter just to see what kind of activity I'd get.
Bard, the Mavic 3 Pro, 958 grams.
So a 200 gram difference, about the size of a battery, small battery. But
well, if we look at the side
is
by side pictures,
is size necessarily weight?
Not necessarily.
All right, that's where we're going with this discussion. Is size and weight? Yeah. So we got density, right?
Here we go. There's the side by side. Mavic 3 at the bottom, Air 3 at the top.
I mean, there's a lot of people talking about this stuff, but let's look at it through the lens of the gifted and talented like us. Okay. These drones.
Gifted?
Yes, we're gifted.
All right, we'll go with talented. Gifted.
These two quads are big, both of them. And I thought the concept of the Air 3 was to be a mid-size or a mid-level. Don't you already have a mid-level then with the Mavic 3 Classic? I mean, look at those things. When you said that, I couldn't believe it. They're almost like the same size body.
Yeah, they're just a touch smaller.
I don't see that prop difference. You know, remember where there was images of the props being different? Don't see that. That to me was interesting because they had these, you know, some of the images we were looking on looked like.
Well, if I'm looking at this, the width of the Air 3 props is quite a bit wider and looks like they have a lot more pitch.
Yeah. That image is tough. We've got a couple more images to look at, but the cameras are both pretty bulky too. But all things being the same, assuming that these two sitting side by side or take up the same maybe area.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. I mean, the arms, it almost looks like you could take the two plastic body shells and just replace them and then throw a different set of guts inside of it.
Not quite, but I see what the Mavic 3 is just a touch bigger. but not by much.
Right. Like if you look at the length of the, of the heat sink.
Yeah. Look at the arm length. I mean, they're both about,
Yeah.
even on this end, and then there's just a touch more
Of
on the
arm
arm.
length. But,
So,
if you're trying to shove that thing into a bag, I was really impressed. I traveled with my Mavic 3. I traveled all over the place and I carried it with me. And it traveled really well. I found a lot of people make the mistake of getting this big, huge hard case just because they want to look like a contractor that's freaking going to Saudi Arabia with all his tools. So they'll get these real heavy duty, thick plastic cases.
Pelican cases.
Yeah. And I opted the opposite direction. I'm like, I'm going to travel with this. I'm going to carry it on the plane. And I want a small case. I want everything to be compact. And I fit my
Yeah.
entire Mavic 3 in a small case.
Well, you sort of had to because you had 4 adults in a car.
Well, I'm talking about my plane flight when I flew to back east. I carried it on. I carried it with me.
There, and then, when you went on your little road trip,
Oh,
you had 4 adults in a car. So,
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you got a truck bit. I don't know. Did you take your truck or did you take SUV?
We drove my wife's car, but it's I would have been better off on both these trips. I could have done both of them with the Mini 2.
Copper State Ariel is asking why they're propping more pitch does it equal louder? Not necessarily.
And loud is
Because
decibel.
because the noise comes off of the tip more than the blade itself.
And right, and in noise is subject to what your head says is loud. So most of us we interpret high pitch sounds as being loud, but low pitch sounds can be very loud too. Try to be a dog. And so yeah, Air 2S 595 grams. That is a huge
different
fact that a lot of people are going to be very surprised when they get their new Air 3.
125-gram difference.
They're going to go right away. Did I make a mistake? Did they actually send me a classic?
So, but I mean, almost also the height. Air 2S doesn't seem to be quite as tall. Well, it could be deceptive was this part right here.
Well, you're looking at color, the color too. Light gray and dark gray. Dark colors are gonna show up a little bit more heavy. But if you look at that battery door in the back, the smart battery, and you flip it the other direction, they'd look like twins.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've seen the batteries; they're smaller. I mean, they're not the same, density. Yeah. I think that's where the weight comes with the Mavic 3. I just think they shoved a bigger battery in it and then boosted up the camera specs, and that's where the weight goes right there. Bang.
Well, there's a little more heft to the Mavic 3. That's just all there is to it. But
yeah, it's but if you look at the eyeballs back there, it almost looks like the gray is wider than the black.
Yep.
Or the dark gray and the light gray in a way.
Yeah. Well, they finally kicked the obstacle avoidance cameras out to the corners to where they get a 360 obstacle avoidance on it.
Yeah, they're poking out. You can see they're extending out to probably about 3 millimeters or so.
Yeah, it's about 1/8 inch, a bit more than an 1/8 inch, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to know tech. There's the USB-C on the SD card door.
And then they got those little air ducts.
That's cooling vents. And then we have the camera. The top one is the 70 mil, the bottom one's the 24 mil. Both of them are 1/1.3 inch sensors. Does that mean it's a downgrade from the 1 inch sensor in the Air 2S? Well, I guess that could be subjective. If you want to go hard numbers, I don't believe this thing has the 5.2K that the Air 2S has.
Right.
But I mean, 4K 60 is pretty much the standard anymore.
I've never.
It's capable of 4K 100 if you don't have it. It's 4K 60 in HDR, or you can run 4K 100 non HDR.
See if I can find. There's that. And there's that. I'm looking to see if I can. There's the group. I've got. I could share
Well,
a photo. I've got. I'd like to throw some side by side photos if I could find them, just to put them. Like say you get into 5K versus 4K, and almost anybody that you talk to can't tell the difference between 2.7K and 4K. And
yeah.
that, you
Well,
really,
this the Air 3 has 2.7K vertical shooting now. So I guess they're cropping the sensor to 9x16, or using 9x16 on the sensor, and the biggest they come up with on that is 2.7K. So, which there's no shame in there.
yeah.
And do you really need 5.2K or whatever it is on the Air 2S?
Yeah, it's,
I don't use it.
and, I think really good photographs aren't crisp, they're layers. They're not like a lot of people look at a good photograph and they look at, you look at depth. Can you see depth in the photo? Can you, or in the image or the video? Can you, in the background, can you still catch the details as you move forward and see the different depth? And that's what the 70 mil does. And the 10-bit that a lot of people want to do, video work in. But I mean, you're starting to get really, really complicated. Most of us are just not that complicated as video consumers. We consume video. I'm actually going to download something for us. That's another discussion for later. I found that image. It's an RID discussion.
Oh, here we go. Don't make me shoot you.
Here, I've got two photos too that we could look at too. These are some photos that are kind of fun that show the 24 and 70 mil in difference. I've actually got a couple of those examples. And just to kind of, and a lot of people are getting, you can get the same. You're going to get the same effect with a 1/1.3. So let's see. I got 3 photos there. I thought I got it. I have to have 4 here. Okay, 708.
Well, you already have that in the sub 250. It's called the Mini 3.
Exactly. This is one of those.
Mini 3 has 1/1.3 inch sensor on it. So
Let me see if I can.
I want to know what this OcuSync 4 is all about.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
OcuSync 4 is only going to get people in trouble, especially with remote ID coming up. So, yeah, it's I'm already seeing YouTubers doing their farewell to the Air 2S and all that. If you're in the market for a decent drone at a good price,
Farewell.
I want one of those Air 2S's from everybody that's selling them right now. Because the price on Air 2S is about to drop like a rock.
Yeah, that's kind of that is the effect. I'm trying to see if I can. I thought I downloaded this photo.
If you were hoping I'd sell mine, yeah, no. Not happening. That Air 2S was a RC Pro is just the ultimate inconvenience. Like you said, small back in the back seat, have it at the ready, unfold it, fire it up, and you're in the air. You know, no phones to fiddle with, screens to try to get to work, and
Right.
screens trying to shut off on you, depending on what phone you have. None of that crap all to deal with. You know, well, just unfold it and there it goes. And for all the ones other than me that own an Evil 1, if you own an Evil 1 and you're still looking for batteries and props, go on eBay. Best Buy apparently still has a buttload of those rugged kits, you know, the bag and the props and 2 batteries on sale on eBay for like $67 now.
I've noticed that the deals are getting a little bit sweeter. We're getting a little bit better pricing on a lot of different things, except for drones. Drones right now, all the DJI drones are all expensive. I really didn't see any what I would consider to be any budget prices. Some people are saying that the Air 2S prices, I didn't see even Air 2 budget prices. Except for the Air Mini 2s. You can get a Mini 2 for dirt cheap. You want a freaking great drone, go find a Mini 2. They are freaking like free right now.
Yeah.
And everybody's forgot about probably one of the most significant drones to come out. I mean, it was 4K and tiny.
I remember because Kelly Shores, Race That Drone, had the Mini 2 ahead of time for review. And he actually brought it out to the lake and let me fly it before it came out. And it was too funny because yet all these self-proclaimed experts coming up with all these predictions And here you are having to keep your mouth shut because, you don't want to get Kelly in trouble.
Right.
And yeah. My hat's off to the reviewers that have the Air 2Ss right now and keeping our mouth shut about certain aspects of that thing.
Yeah, it's good. There's going to be some surprises. There's a surprise with every one of those that comes out. And then the discussion starts.
Yeah.
So I've got a screen share. I just want to show you two photos. This is a 24 mil photo. Obviously, this is Mavic 3, but you're going to get the same photos that with the Air 3.
Yep.
You're going to be able to get this
sensor too, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to be able to get the same depth. But right now, this one's a micro 4/3. Okay, so this one's better.
Okay.
But I'm gonna change over to the 1/1.3 in just a second here. So here's that one. It's got great bit depth. I mean, obviously we're looking at it on a through a stream.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can still see detail and depth. So let's look really quick at the other one. I'm going to look at the 70 mil. And this is the 1/1.3. There's no freaking way. And this is, you can see that they've got that haze in the air. That's from the smoke. This is up by Canada. Yeah, this is up. I'm only maybe 300 miles from Canada here. Okay. This is up in Idaho. But so there's your 70 mil equivalent. Here's another one. This is micro 4/3, 70 mil. There's no freaking way the naked eye can tell the difference of those two photos most of the time. And if you did video, it's the same. It's the same thing. So those two perspectives. I tried to do a couple of perspective shots. Those are the main ones right there. So, but yeah, so it's going to be cool. I mean, people are going to love the Air 3, and then the people that have their Mini 3s are going to go, hey, wait a second, I can do that. And then they're going to go take their 1/1.3 and they're going to zoom it in,
and say, this is coming. We're going to have, this is pixelated and that is pixelated, right, and there's a shadow and there's no shadow. And yeah, good Lord.
Well, and really the thing, it's convenience. So if I'm taking two pictures and I want to have that quick shot, so now I'm flying around in 4/3, everything's 20 mil flying around. And then I'm like, oh gosh, I want to get that subject, and then I want to keep the background. And then you push one button and it flips those two cameras over. Now you have that 70 mil, equivalent shot with really good bit depth, and that's, but it all comes down to the photographer and the lighting. Like we were talking about night shots, that's where.
If anybody here has, Jim Stroning, howdy fella. If anybody here has the secret sauce to video what's the Air 2S at night, share with me, send me an email. I'm trying to figure out what the settings are for good night shots on the Air 2S. The photos are excellent, as is no adjustment necessary. The video could use some improvement. So if somebody has an Air 2S and has a favorite nighttime setting, please share. So share the love.
Share it. Yep.
So are we about Air 3'd out now for now?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've covered pretty much the we would have as
I
the
guess we'll mention the longer flight time, 46 minutes versus what's the flight time on a air, 31 minutes. Both of them are lies, so 25 versus 35 minutes.
right.
So um, we'll if you have to have the extra 5 minutes of flight time, 5, 7, 8 minutes of flight time, you know. My feeling is if you need that extra flight time, you're probably flying out too far anyway.
Yeah, I've never once we got into the 40 mil or the 40 minute flight times in the upper 30s. I mean, that was a huge step forward. I mean, I usually find myself after 20 minutes trying to manufacture things to do, you know. Okay, we were talking about RID. I thought this was kind of fun. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not a drone shot, so don't think that I was flying a drone in this freaking absolute shitstorm. Excuse my language, okay? But look what's going on in this photo. This is not a photo, actually. This is video. Okay. That's all going at the same time. You got this little boat here. You got these giant freaking propellers here. There's actually another float plane out here. There's a parachute. Here's a parasail. And then you had a speedboat that buzzed by, right? This guy right here. That's probably the Park Service. Look at that. Look at how busy that is. And these guys don't have RID.
Well, the guy that's being drugged behind the boat on the parachute for sure ain't got a remote ID. The plane should be ADSB anyway, so that
Right.
will be a whole different animal.
Right. Yeah. Who's got the right of way here? We were talking about.
Yeah. Who's got the right of way, and who cares when a thing comes barreling at you at 60 mile an hour with those two freaking props?
Right. So this guy here has the guy with the guy with that's pulling the paraglider. He has no control over that cord between him and the freaking parachute. And this airplane just landed. And this guy's dragging people around. Those things will go up 100 feet.
Yeah.
And trying to avoid other boats, not to mention things falling from the sky. And the drone guy, there's a guy in
the only thing we're lacking in this picture is my favorite jet skis.
Oh yeah, I don't have a jet ski.
I see some kayaks there in the background, but I don't see any jet skis yet.
There's a jet ski, I think, somewhere here. Let me see if we can find the jet ski here. Oh, we got the kids down here swimming. We got the paddle boat. Cute. Here's the paddle boat.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Did you see that? I mean, obviously there's a non-invisible barrier, with the buoys. But this guy's going to come to the edge of the buoys with this thing, and he can't stop those props because he's navigating with both those motors running.
He's trying to keep from hitting anyone in the process there.
And this is not a sea turtle here. That's a person swimming. That's a person swimming right here.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? One of my personal experiences back when I was growing up. I was, I think, 16 or 17 at the time, and my folks sent me to Croatia. Back then, it was still Yugoslavia. Today it's that part of Yugoslavia is called Croatia. And vacationing on the Mediterranean for a couple of weeks. And I had managed to borrow a surfboard, windsurfer, from a guy on the beach. And I went out and had some fun with it. A little too much fun, as it turned out, because the sail had come off the boom.
Uh-huh.
And this is not necessarily something you can fix while you're out in the water. Well, there were also wildfires in the area. And every so often you saw planes come around and they would scoop up water from the sea to go dump on the fires. Well, I'm sitting on this surfboard. I'm a bit off the coast at this point. I'm trying to figure out how to fix the stupid sail, and I see this airplane coming down. And I swear that son gun was coming straight for me. To the point where I got up and started waving my arms rather frantically. And just, after a minute or so, I see the nose of the plane pull up a hair, and he goes over the top of me.
You're going to be the diver. Remember the myth
Yeah.
of the scuba diver that was sucked up by the airplane
story. But I tell you one thing. Nothing's worse than a feeling of a fucking airplane coming at you while you're sitting on the surfboard in the Mediterranean. Okay, it really makes you rethink your life's choices at that point.
Now you know what it's like. It was like for a downed pilot who is basically being strafed by the guy that freaking shot him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this picture kind of reminds me of that experience.
Yeah, and the reason why this picture is up is nothing, or this image is up, is it has nothing to do with being anti or pro RID. It's just the chaos that goes on in certain areas when it comes to multiple activities.
Yeah.
And then you add a drone to that.
It's almost as ironic as all these YouTubers right now trying to skate around remote ID things.
And by the way, it's legal for me to fly in this area with a drone outside of the circle where that aircraft is operating, where it's taking off and landing. It's not that far out. It's line of sight because there's no, it's a controlled area, but it's all based upon visual
controlled airspace.
Yeah. And I obviously did fly close to it, but not, we're talking like, I'll show you the how far away I was from this. Well, we got the whole freaking trip here. Let's get to the point here. This was an image. That's an image shot there out. Now you see there's the aircraft operating area. This is a 70 mil shot though. I'm not this close. I'm just going to tell you right now, I am not this close to this freaking building. And that's not to save my butt at this point. It's because I wasn't that close. I know exactly where I was at because I used the circle because on my controller, it's got my airspace, and I'm just outside of the airspace underneath a 1,600 foot ceiling. So, but I'm not going near it anyway because I know what's going on. There's the float plane down here. And then there's the other float plane that's not there. That's the one I'm worried about. The guy that's going to come in half an hour and pick up more passengers. So anyway, but this is all legal. I mean, this you can, and that's kind of scary, I guess, if you look at it, from a standpoint of, from the standpoint of, having people that aren't, aware or paying attention to those issues. But anyway, it is what it is.
Kai on the surfboard like Titanic in the backyard pool.
Jim was. We were wondering where everybody is, guys. This is not our regular day. I mean, it's Friday. This
Yeah.
is.
No,
Yeah.
it's Friday. We didn't make any announcement. We just kind of popped in because
We hadn't
we
chatted
can.
in a while.
Well, we haven't chatted in a while. My better half is out dinner with friends, and
Right.
we had some time to burn, so we popped in. And I guess now that we've chewed through all the remote ID bullshit, I care for the evening. I haven't shared this with you yet. Well, I told you that I've ordered, but
Let's see it. Let's see some.
that's the Speedy Bee Master 5 V2 frame.
Let's see. Go big on that too, so we can.
Well, it's as big as it goes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can hover over it a little, maybe. Oh, nice. That's kind of cool. That's a cool frame.
So, yeah, I kind of thought, but I'm like, why isn't it a dead cat? But then I got to this picture. And if I understand this correctly, their props are out of view.
Yeah, I like when manufacturers do stuff like this. Because a lot of us do not want to fly looking at props. Some people don't care. This is basically giving you that information you need. Going, hey, it's going to be a prop out of view bird. I like the colors. Goes with their whole bee stuff.
Hold on for a second.
It's got a little bit of character on the lines. It's not a rectangular box. Hi, do you need any help? Like how the corner. While Kai is there contemplating infinity.
No, I've just had a Amazon delivery here, and they actually rang the doorbell.
Oh wow, nice.
So
I'm still here.
anyhow, yeah. So props out of view on that frame, and I've ordered it, and I'm trying to decide whether to put an 03 unit in it or stay with the Walk Snail Avatar HD Pro. You fall off your chair?
No, I want to show everybody my new editing computer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nothing new about it.
Screen.
There's nothing new about it. So
All right. Well, let's take this back off, and we'll
okay,
make it a little bigger.
you see that? Do you see that line right there? That's the screen. It's been cracked. It's squashed right there. So the whole bottom is gone. So yes, I have not disappointed anybody. I'm using a hand-me-down MacBook Air that has been broke. The screen's busted, and I just got to connect it to a monitor. So pretty. See if I can get that turned on here. There we go. So that's how I'm editing stuff now. It's works like a freaking champ. But this is the video I'm working on.
That screen is too small.
Well, this thing here, I'm actually going to make this a dual monitor machine, and
that's what I have. Dual 32s.
And actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Would be to buy 2 smaller monitors and just use that as the editing platform. But I still have to run OBS, so OBS is not going to give away its power because it does not allow Macs in its world. So here, let me put my camera back on there. But I just wanted to. But yeah, I'm I love it. I love how it crunches through big files. That computer crunches through files like crazy. So yeah. Anything else we haven't hit? We've got
Yeah,
any other
yeah,
any other information about any birds that you've built recently that you're either
yeah.
excited about or
Well,
disappointed
we got another build here.
that you're,
The Carnage 4.5,
which is an X frame.
which is yeah. So there shows up a little better like that. Of course, it's a Voxnell avatar.
Right.
Um, it's the 2204 the 2004 motors that were also used on your 5-inch.
Right.
And the flight controller, believe it or not, is an F4 flight controller that costs all of $45.
Is that an all-in-one?
It's an all-in-one. It's
Wow.
the JHAMCO, and it is and the important part here is the BGA at the back end.
Right.
Don't buy the ICM. The ICM is worthless. But the BGA, they fixed all the issues that they had. Originally, it was just the GHF 420 all-in-one. And then they ran out of the MP6000 gyros. And then they moved to the ICM gyro. And the ICM gyro apparently has issues, was instability on the power supply that created problems. They apparently fixed it in this version of it.
So you could potentially build that for under around $300, under $300. That's digital.
Yeah.
If you get a good price on the motors and you have, some of the stuff that you need on hand.
Well, so
$40 for
it comes with a capacitor, but
right.
I don't care for those things too much. I'll use my own. And then it has this little spark arrestor in there too, a little MOSFET. And here's the flight controller itself. Come on, wakey. I know it's a little hard to see in the packaging, but
So how much did you buy? 2 of them? Did you buy a couple of them?
yeah, I bought one just to see if they now have their issues fixed. And oh yeah, the best part about it is it has a remote USB-C hookup. So if you hide it inside a Cinewhoop, you still be able to get to it. They give you, a couple little wires and this little remote plug,
And you can
you
put
just
that anywhere
solder
in
it,
your frame, yeah.
and you can hide it wherever you want to.
And that is nice. And so you're not trying to do the freaking mambo to get a USB-C cable in there.
Yeah. For some reason, they still have the old mini USB for the regular plug-in, and then they have a USB-C on the extension cord. Don't ask me how that one works, but I did fly it in the backyard. This is a 6S rig, so, and you can see my little capacitor hanging out here on the end, and that little MOSFET under it. But yeah, this is fun little bird. Obviously, you got props in view. The view on this thing is literally motor post to motor post, so you see half the motor and half the prop in the picture as you fly in this. But I mean, this is more of a racing frame. So,
Fuck.
what do you do now?
I don't. I'm trying to get my freaking. Damn.
And then
Sorry about that.
for all of our bargain shoppers, where'd I put that thing? It's down here. Prime Day deals. This one was available for $54 ship, tax, title, license to the house. This is normally like $100. And I just happen to have a need for a couple of these because I actually did manage to burn up one of the boards. So,
Huh. How'd that happen?
well, it has something to do with our outside heat right now.
Oh, that's right. You said that you'd
It
it just
yeah,
overheated. Yeah.
it everything's overheating right now.
Yeah, it's
Everything is overheating right now. I took the Beta FPV Media 75 out, the Media 75 Pro out in the backyard in the afternoon, and immediately I'm getting VTX overheating, core overheating. It's just not worth it. If you're not out like 9 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning to fly, you might as
right.
well forget about it.
Yeah, I was out with the Action 2. I was using it as a backup camera this morning, and it didn't necessarily overheat. It was getting warm. It was not. I was just trying to get some different shots with it. But Pocket 2 didn't overheat. Let me tell you something. If they can, if DJI would freaking come out with a Pocket 3, I'd be the first one. I'd be in line for that. I love the
Hold
Pocket.
on, hold on. We got Chris Hope in here. What would cause my 5-inch to spin left? Um,
Mm,
I'd say that's possibly a motor issue.
yeah,
First thing is change out props. Make
right.
sure that your props are where they're supposed to be, and this is your FPV drone, right? He says with no input for me. He already did that. New props on it. Um,
Akarisho's in the house.
is it a? Oh, speaking of Akirasho in the house, Mike Rennick, remember him?
Yeah.
I just heard that he passed.
Yeah, I got that from Geeks Fauna put that up. That really surprised me. I'm glad you said something about that because I was going to say something about it when I talked to you or when I went on live. He was around since the beginning with all our channels. So
Yeah. So my hearts and thoughts go out to his family. May he rest in peace. Very sad.
yeah,
But
that was surprising to me when I heard that.
I just remembered that total squirrel moment. But yeah, keep Mike and his family in your thoughts. And
I mean, we're all human and
as
things like that
far
are
as
going to
as
happen.
far as a drone wanting to spin left on its own, I would say it's either weak motor or weak ESC. Yeah, the Air 2S Army guy Yeah.
You got a motor going out, possibly.
Um, it would be easier to replace the motors. So it should be one of your right spinning motors if it
Right.
spins left.
Right. Because
Because
it's
it's not putting
overpowering.
at the
Yeah. If it's moving forward and spinning left, it depends on what direction you got, out spinning or in spinning. But it would still be that motor though, because it would be at the right
but
side.
it says it's not bad, but does some to give input.
Yeah. He's putting input in to counter it. It's like your steering wheel when you got a tire bad. One.
On your remote, make sure that you don't have a trim
Oh yeah.
accidentally turned on. What radio are you using?
That could be a trim issue. You're right.
What radio are you using? Because then I wonder if you have a trim, just bumped a trim switch once and you get that slight bit of a turn. Other thing is stick calibration. Jumper T16. Yeah, buddy. Jumper T16. That's this radio issue. The T16, was it T16 or T18? One of those had cable issues.
He says he thought that also all neutral. Let's see. Have not done the jumper T18.
Jumper T18. One of those radios had issues with the ribbon cables between the gimbals and the radio. There was something weird about those. Is that the only radio you have, Chris, or do you have a backup radio? No, now I'd say, if you was closer, I'd meet up with you and we'll throw your module in the back of one of my radios and try it out. And have you done a gimbal calibration? Because, yeah, that could be a gimbal calibration too. If you have plug the quad in the Betaflight, and then go over to your receiver settings. Turn on your radio and look in your receiver settings and see if your yaw is off by 10 or 20 points, one direction or another, probably to the left. So that would be my guess. Yeah, more of a radio issue than a motor or ESC. But yeah, no, radio gimbals need to be calibrated every now and again. And it's in the systems menu way back under hardware. So, what you buy yourself a new ball cap?
Yeah, I thought I'd get myself a cap when I was in Montana. I would love to wear that.
But wait a minute. For you, the trees are the assholes.
It depends on your perspective.
especially a certain cottonwood tree.
It's a perspective thing, isn't it? I thought that was a fun hat.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris, try to calibrate. Um, I would guess it's a calibration issue or a trim, kind of bump one of the trim switches or something. I've got one more goodie to share from Prime Day.
Oh yeah, forgot all about that discussion.
There's a parallel charging board. This is the HGLRC Thor parallel charging board. I love these things. I have the bigger brother already, two of them. The 6 port. This is a 4 port. Has the XT60, XT30 connectors, everything individually fused.
Right.
You can't put your balance plug into these things backwards. It's just impossible.
Yep.
And really, really solid. Now, the discharge thing here on the end, that part right here, if you have really a lot of time to discharge a battery, use that. Otherwise, just use your charger. You know, use that was a good charger. Speaking of which, you need one of these.
How many amps is that?
This one is 15 amp. It does 200 watt on the AC and 650 watt on DC. But this has built-in AC power supply. Just plugs into your into your wall.
And that's the big one because most of them don't come with a built-in power supply. You got to freaking connect it up, and then it's crap.
And then you need to have a power supply that has a little oomph to it.
Yeah. Fast discharge, fast charge.
And this is really, I really like this. Is the Hot D6 Pro. And I really like this charger. Only have 3 of them. So, come on, plug in there. So here we go. The whole setup.
So what's that run? All that gear.
Actually, the board was really good deal on Prime Day for $23. So
Fly zone. He says, "What's
addicts?
good?"
No, addicts go to meetings.
We haven't chilled in a while, so we had to get on and catch up with all the old business.
We don't addicts go to meetings. We don't go to meetings. So, but yeah, no, there were some deals to be had on Prime Day. I'm guessing 2 of those deals are sitting at my front door right now that my girlfriend scored because I don't remember having any orders coming in today. All of my stuff already came in.
Yeah, I got a new keyboard coming. I've been sharing keyboards with the 2 computers. So I did that. I didn't really need to get a lot of stuff. Got a couple more cameras for my house.
That's why you get a KVM switch.
I bought 4 new cameras, and my mother-in-law got weirded out. She doesn't like that I got as many as I already have. She thinks I'm strange because I have to have all these views of my house.
That's not what makes you strange. The cameras have nothing to do with the fact that you're strange. Okay,
I'm making sure all my lawn has cameras on it, so I can, when I'm out of town, and then I'm going to put a remote toggle for my sprinklers, so I can turn them on when I see the grass gets dry.
No, you're going to turn them on when a UPS guy comes and
Well,
walks over your grass.
it's also when that freaking guy with his freaking dog that comes and stands in my yard with his freaking little dachshund, I can zap him with the freaking water. Hit him with station 2.
So,
Actually, my delivery guys are great. The FedEx guy came today. I mean, I literally almost invited him in. You know, he came in. He had to get a package signed for. He's friends with my dog. He had like 4 or 5 treats. My dog wanted to go home with him. My dog was gonna jump in the freaking FedEx truck. Steve was freaking following him out.
why didn't you let him?
Oh, the cat. I should have said, yeah, you need a cat on delivery, I think. You need a delivery cat. Everybody needs a delivery cat.
Anywho, yeah, that's this. I don't have anything else to share right now.
I really don't either.
Well, we did talk about this one, right?
Did we?
The IH3, the iFlight, except that I built mine as a Wux now.
No, we
And
didn't. No,
6S instead of the 4S.
no, we didn't do that.
Yeah, no, this is my interpretation of the IH3, the
Yeah,
iFlight.
I've seen it, but you haven't talked about it. Yeah, because that's a 6S. Yep.
Yeah, I've built it as a 6S. I've got GPS on it. I actually yanked the GPS off of my Cinewhoop up there because Cinewhoops don't need GPS.
And
Sorry.
you got that nice big protector on there and little camera protector. No, that one you mounted. Yeah, you soft mounted it. Yep.
Everything is off, man. I put silicone inserts in there, and I actually had to make a ring to go around the camera because the 03 camera, again, is 20 mil, where everybody else is 19 mil. So, and that 1 mil with these silicone mounts does hurt you.
Yeah.
So I actually had to make little spacer go around that thing so it would push the silicone back into the hole. So, but it's working, it's flying, and I don't have a whole lot of vibration coming out of it. Only been flying it in the backyard so far, but yeah, got a little ELRS, Radio Master ELRS on the receiver in there.
That's clean. If you look through the side there.
Has a Flywoo 722 flight controller in it. 722 Evo all-in-one. And this one puts out, when I plug into the USB, it puts out power to the receiver and the GPS.
Right. That's the one you were talking about. So you can preload.
So I can just take my power bank out with me, plug it into a power bank, and acquire satellites.
Pre-prime.
Without having to heat up the VTX. And once you have the satellites, you just plug in the battery, unplug the USB, and you're in business. So, and as far as I know, the 722 all-in-one, what they call it, Evo 722 all-in-one, it's the only flight controller I've seen so far that has 4.5 volt going to the GPS. So it's a little 3.5 inch. So fun little project. 1604 T motors. I've been buying a lot of my parts off of AliExpress lately because their prices are so much better. And a set of motors that I pay $85 for here in the States are about $55 on AliExpress.
You just got to wait a little bit. How's their shipping?
Yeah. Shipping is not too bad, about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, you just got to get the speedy pack.
Well, I'm not even doing the speedy pack.
Yeah. Right.
But I just got this thing in to today, and it was ordered. Let's see when I ordered that. The motors, and I actually bought a set of 1804 motors too. Let's see when I ordered. This was ordered July 3rd, and July 14th it's here. So 11 days.
That's good. That's not bad. That's a. I
And
don't.
then I ordered a set of motors. Were ordered June 26th, and they got here yesterday. So that's obviously a bit longer, but yeah. You
So
ought to
not
share this
bad.
part. See this? $39 for this flight controller. F4 flight controller. 40 amp all in one. 405.
There's a set of motors for $64.
Yep. Oh, $59.99. And you got no. I want to know, why are we paying sales tax for shit coming out of China?
Exactly.
That one I'm still trying to figure out.
We're not even selling it.
Now here, Brother Hobby Motors. They're $22 a piece here in the States.
$14.48.
So yeah.
Has anybody else put up the skirt for the Pro goggles, the DJI Pro? You seen any of those? Any new ads for those?
MadTech did a big video on the different skirts, and particularly the two foams that are offered from iFlight, the narrow and the wide.
Right.
And for him, his conclusion was the white was actually hitting the balance better between getting your eyeballs close enough and getting a good seal.
The wide?
Yeah. Now there's another foam that's a narrow foam that iFlight used to sell at some point too. That was the best for getting your eyeballs, but had the most light leaks. So,
and that's subject to face, but most of us have pretty much the same problem.
Well, and then, I saw a video about the replacement foam that DJI offers for like $35 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
And it's worthless.
Yeah, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So the iFlights are still the
guy said he could take a full finger and stick it in under from the bottom. He had so much light leak coming out here from underneath that he could stick a whole finger in there. So there's a lot of junk in that department. Well, I got rid of my Integras because of that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
That was part of the reason.
I'm probably gonna dump mine too and just stay with the Pros and just keep that.
Well, the Integras have a design flaw. They try to make the goggle super immersive, but when they did that, it slipped out of focus.
Yeah.
And your eye can only focus on so much area, and then the edges get blurry. And the way they get the OSD arranged in there now, it's in that for most of us in a blurry area.
I do like their battery strap and all that. I like the adjuster, and I do like
Well,
that. But they do not. You have to charge them up. You have that issue of charging
yeah.
and
Well, this is my setup now. This is the walk snails, but you know, I used the DJI battery on the walk snail. But there's a kit that you can buy off of Amazon that has the shorter wire and has this little plastic holder that clips onto your strap and holds the battery and holds it quite secure. And it just sits on the back of your head and you don't even notice. And that kit is like $15, and you can actually get it for the goggles too as well. So there's that. All righty, brother. We've been at it for an hour and a half now.
let's leave with this image right here.
Oh, we got another image.
That that beautiful beer stein. Love that.
Okay. I'm trying to read that thing.
Liebden
Liechtenstein erscheinen. And of course, you didn't get the whole thing.
Yeah, there's something on the other side. Because I can see that word right there on the reflection.
Yeah. Leon kann diesen who can empty this is
Yeah, that would be right. Use a man if you can empty this.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I just love this. It's freaking massive. It's probably 4 feet tall. You can have this if you can empty it.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm up to that challenge. If it's 4 foot tall, then it has about 5 gallons.
5 gallons of freaking beer in it. Oh, it was fun. It was a fun time.
Well, what do you know? Ben T in the house. Howdy, fella.
Betty.
And for those that don't already have done that, if you wouldn't mind, hit the thummy upper button down there. Make it look like we're doing something.
Yeah, appreciate you guys popping in. It's an odd day. It's not your usual day, but we'll be. I'm guessing we'll probably be back Tuesday. So
Yeah, I would say we're back on Tuesday.
I'm not. I'm working. I'm gonna work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But
Well, I've got the feeling the Air 3 is gonna drop any day now.
yeah, it usually is. There's a lot of stuff out, and
so for some reason DJI likes Tuesdays and Thursdays, seems like.
Yeah.
For product drops. So hopefully we'll get it. For my local folks, meetup doesn't happen this weekend. It's too flipping hot. I'm not driving an hour out there and not going to be able to fly because everything's overheating. Well, we'll try again for next weekend, but I've got the funny feeling this month is not happening because I'm looking at the long range forecast, and next weekend is 103 and 102 for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, 112, 115, somewhere around there for it's the peaking out, and then it's going to go back down to 108 to cool down.
Yeah, the cold front.
The cold front's coming in. So yeah, I'm out early. I'm getting up this morning. I was up at 6 and to get my dog walked, and I was out shooting videos at 6:45 just to get it done.
Yellow Rose popped in there too. What's going on, Lee?
Yeah. So,
well, I think that'll wrap it up for tonight.
Yeah.
We got some good discussion in on the Air 3.
Yeah, and maybe we'll have an actual Air 3.
Rewind, rewatch,
and get your thumb up.
And yeah, get that thumbie up or button thingy in there, if you don't mind. So, any more words of wisdom there, Mr. Dad?
Nope. Like I said, the verdict is out on a lot of different things. We've got big fall coming up. We've got the final implementation of the FAA and our hobby, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We talked about it. It is what it is, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll see how everybody reacts. It'll be interesting.
But just a word of caution. Filing false police reports will not end well for you. Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
So
it's kind of like excuses. Sometimes you only get one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not going to play around.
And it's nice that the police have somewhere to go when you actually need them. So,
yeah,
I would like to have them on my side as opposed to playing around with their time. And I think everybody that is with us kind of has the same belief. So,
and on that shocking note,
yeah.
Well, y'all take care. Chris, thanks for hanging out.
Hey, yeah, thanks for hosting.
And we need to get this going again when we do the dual broadcast on both channels.
Yeah, I just like I said, I'm trying to get my life in order here after being gone for so dang long.
Well, you get your life in order, and we'll work out the rest of it later.
Righty.
All right, y'all take care.
All righty, man.
Bye.
Bye.